Well, on this Veterans Day, we pause to honor the men and women who served.
And we are joined by James Brashear. He's the VFW commander in West Sacramento. Thanks for taking the time to talk with us. First of all, just tell us how it was to welcome back crowds for Veterans Day events after so many were canceled with the pandemic last year.
Thank you for having us. It was great seeing so many people turn out today. We had a tremendous crowd. Thousands of people showed up here in West Sacramento. We had over 450 people show up in the parade. It was great to see everybody come out and support us.
Let's focus on the issues facing our veterans. You know, many return, especially from combat situations, with PTSD, depression. Some end up homeless, some caught up in crime. Many people feel like we're failing our veterans. But from your standpoint, what help is there and where do we need to do much, much better?
We need to be better at informing them how to get access to the help. We have tremendous amount of help out there. There's not a lack of resources for homeless veterans. It can take us anywhere from 48 to 72 hours to get somebody off the street once we recognize that they are a homeless veteran and they're willing to get the help they need. But part of it is also them willing to accept the help. We have help, we can get them help immediately, but a lot of them don't know to come ask us. And if they just come simply ask the VFW, we have resources, we have all the means to connect them to all the VAs and everybody else and how to get them there. It's really difficult because a lot of times when you're facing the PTSD and you're dealing with the depression, it's really hard to reach out and talk to somebody and get the help and ask for it. So that's the first step. It's just getting people to ask.
Yeah, well, and how common is that? I mean, because it is so upsetting to know there are homeless veterans out on the street, but when you do approach them and they don't want the help, how common is that and how do you convince them to get the help?
Unfortunately, I've been doing this for 5 years now, and until they're ready to accept the help, there's nothing we can do. And that is the hardest, saddest fact that we have to face, is that it's on them. As soon as they're willing to accept it, we can mobilize and make it happen, but not until then.
What can others do to help in that process, whether it's families of veterans or the general public who just want to be able to say thank you and do what they can? Where can they start with helping?
Start by talking to the local VFWs, talk to the local American Legions, talk to the local veteran organizations in your community, because they're the front line. We're the ones out here actually talking to the guys on the street when they are in need of help. So talk to us, see what we need, see what our needs are, because unfortunately, after the pandemic, a lot of the VFWs and American Legions are closing. They don't have the money, they burned through all their savings, and a lot of us are shutting down and are facing that the loss of resources because of that. So that's the number one, is help the local VFWs and American Legions in your community, because we're slowly dying. We're slowly going away.
Well, where does the funding actually come from to support VFW and American Legion?
100% donations from the community. We get zero funding from the federal government. We get zero funding from any government agencies. And like today's Veterans Day parade in West Sac came solely from us. We funded it. We fundraised and funded the entire parade ourselves with no outside help. So when people look at us, they think, oh, you guys have all this money. We don't have the money. We just know how to go get it. And that's what we need help with.
So during the pandemic, it really hurt your ability to raise money, and it made you even more reliant on people making donations.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, we appreciate all the work that you do, and thanks so much for taking the time to talk with us. James Brashear with the VFW in West Sacramento.
Thank you.